We are live at 41 frames encoded. This is Stoic Nuvo, episode 10. Inima ZvX with Stoic, game 2.
I mean, you gotta like count down.
No, I try to say it as
We're
fast as
just
possible.
chilling here and talking, and Sean just goes, "And we're live." Like,
That one I messed up, I feel.
what do you mean? What did you say?
I said it in a weird order. I didn't even let you
Yes.
say your name.
I'm Stoic Regret.
Yeah, exactly. Now you get to say it.
Yes,
All right.
I know.
This is a ZvP, Zerg versus Protoss on Tal'Darim
Zerg
Altar.
versus 1BC, 1WBC.
Yeah, ONEwbc, which everyone knows is not a real ZvP because he just cheeses.
Well, I don't know.
Not always.
Standard build. Open cannon rush.
Is that a standard build?
I don't know. That's what I've heard he did. And when I played in this game, I was like, he's not gonna do that. And then he did it.
All right, so how to deal with Protoss cheese, as they call it. Actually,
Yep.
I'm on his view. I gotta get on yours. Okay. So now,
Alrighty.
David, despite knowing a player like this, you choose to not try to play someone before you scout their build. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can cheat whenever you see the probe. Just stick a probe in front of your base location so he can't wall it off. But I don't really care, so I just play with whatever.
It's good practice. Good practice. All right, we are in game.
It is good practice.
Ready to roll? 3?
Because these things are supposed to be a surprise, right? You're not supposed to know it's coming.
No.
Unless he does it every single game, but that would be his fault, not yours. Okay, go.
3, 2, 1, play. How many people call you David?
A lot. It is my name. Actually, most people
It's
call
actually
me Tran.
not David.
You're probably one of my only friends that call me David.
What do they call you?
Tran.
Regret?
Last.
Tran? Okay.
Did you say regret? Yeah, they call me by my
I
internet
thought your
name.
mom called you Regret.
Oh.
Oh, God, that's good. Anyways,
Yeah, anyways.
you send your overlord counterclockwise on this map. I learned that.
Yeah,
Counterclockwise.
because the Nexus is closer to your overlord, so you'll see if he goes Nexus first faster.
Precisely.
Alright, so I'm going to be doing a regular 14 pool here. Normal, no gas openings, assuming that he's going to Forge Expand. You don't really need gas. Oh my god, I'm making myself dizzy. Stop doing that.
Yeah, I'm going to actually get off your view right now.
Oh, no, it stopped. Alright, so pools go down at 14. I'm going to go all the way to 15 supply, then build my overlord and try to get my hatch out as fast as he lets me, depending on how fast he scouts. If the probe is there, you should not be able to place the hatch. So, unfortunately, you just have to wait a little bit longer for your links to pop out. So I'm going to build my overlord here at 15. Just kind of waiting for my overlord on the top to either scout his base there, or if not, then I'm going to have to send my overlords and my lings out to various locations.
Are you sending your drone there, just hiding it?
I thought I actually saw something. That was... Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry, that's a different game. Yeah, this one I'm just hiding because this is usually the time when his probe comes. But I have 300 minerals now, so this is really good for me. I'm able to put down my hatch right away. That means he probably scouted me last. It's always good to be scouted last on this map. It kind of keeps the Protoss at bay. He's kind of thinking, did he 6-pull, did he not? Right, so now I see his probe. And here's the little weird part. You see how I saw his probe and then it disappears? It didn't go into my base.
Oh, I saw it.
Now I feel something's a little weird. So I'm just going to wait for my overlord to scout it. And now I see that he's trying to wall me off here. So my Zerglings are going to come out just in time here. And I'm pretty sure he's going to have to cancel this.
Cancels
yeah,
it
so,
all.
There we go.
So that was a big loss for him, actually. 75 minerals.
Yeah, pretty big loss. So usually when my opponent is at a disadvantage early game, I always try to do a strategy that capitalizes on it. I don't really believe in the notion of continuing to do a normal macro game, because that's basically just being a little bit closed-minded. That's not cheesing in scenarios where you already have a lead. It's not cheese at all. You're just looking at the game, I think, a little bit incorrectly. Whenever your opponent gives you an opportunity to win, you have to take it. If you miss the opportunity, that's the same thing as making a mistake. So I know that everything's going to be a little bit late here, and I know that these positions really favor me for doing some kind of a cheesy push, because the distances are so close, and I'm able to see exactly what he's throwing at me because I have an overlord so close into his base. So what I'm going to be doing here is dropping my 2 gases, and I'm going to be doing a 2-based playstyle. And the reason why it's really good for Tal'Darim is because it's very difficult to take a 3rd base on this map. Either you have to build a lot of Zerglings at the beginning of the game in order to kill the third rocks to your normal third, or you have to take a base that's in a very abnormal location. So here he's trying to do a little bit of a funky cannon move at the top here. A little bit annoying. I wasn't able to scout the bottom, so that is my fault. But as long as you kind of keep that game plan in mind, okay, that was weird. Okay, basically what I'm trying to say here is, when things like this happen, and you plan on doing something very unorthodox to him, it's extra powerful in scenarios like this when he's doing something unorthodox, because both players then get into a situation that they're not used to being in, so that in order for him to counter your unorthodox play, especially into the mid-game for mid-game pushes, he has to really be on the ball of scouting, and he really has to know his build really well, because the timings will all be messed up, and the units he has at certain times to defend certain things will be completely different from what he's used to, from what he's normally used to being acquainted with. So what I'm going to be doing here is a very strong Tal'Darim style push. It's going to be a Hydra push incorporated in with a Nidus Worm to allow the Hydras to get to his base faster. It's very, very difficult to stop as is. If his tech is normal, it's going to be even more difficult for him to stop because he's delayed his normal tech timings by so much because of all the cannoning he's been done. So the amount of sentries he's going to have is going to be less. They're also going to be later. The amount of Void Rays, Phoenixes, Zealots, Stalkers, even Immortals, and sometimes even Colossus timings are going to be a lot later. But my timings are not going to be a lot later because I was a little bit on the ball, more on the ball this game because I already decided what I was going to do. So as you can see, my layer is going to finish at the exact normal time that a very fast layer on 2 bases would finish. Which means that my push will be at the same time it's supposed to be, and all of his tech will be later than it's supposed to be. So my push already being hard to stop will be even more hard to stop because he messed up his early game, and it's quite different. So he does show me this Stargate, and this is excellent because basically the build I'm doing really, really hard counters this. And not only does it hard counter it, but his tech is going to be late. So any attempt he does in switching to a tech that is not Stargate in order to not die to the Hydra push will be extremely late.
And you see everything he's doing too, so you pretty much know you can get this to work no matter what.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that this push is going to be very, very difficult for him to stop at this point, especially because he does not have scouting information that I'm doing this strategy, which is excellent for me. So at this point, all you want to do is make sure that your gas deposit goes into nothing but Hydras, and then you build your Nidus Worm, and then if you have no gas, you pool it out with Lings, and you try to Nidus in his base. That is the most ideal location. And if he catches that, then you Nidus instantly in front of his base, because Hydras have such long range. They're very, very difficult to deal with in Forge Expand fronts because they're so compact. And it's difficult for him to get his units out. Sentries have terrible range, so if he tries to come out of the one gap in his base with sentries, you can pick them off, and if he tries to come out with his whole army, you can also pick them off because your range is longer.
Are you going to try to surprise this Void Ray and then go to his base? Try to kill the Void Ray first?
Well, it really depends on where the Void Ray shows up and how many Void Rays show up. If it's only one, I probably will try to hide it and just deal with it with my queens, and if it's more, then I would rather get rid of them, because Void Rays are army supply. So even if I show him the strategy I'm doing, it's already kind of too late. It's not like he can switch to Colossus now. So killing off Void Rays means killing off DPS. It makes my push a little bit stronger. So as you can see, I don't have an Overlord there because he killed it with my Overlord. With his Void Rays. So I'm just gonna use my Ling up top in order to Nidus Worm my units there a little bit faster, and I'm just gonna push at his front. So as you can see how his Colossus Robo facility came down now. If this was a normal game, this actually might have already been finished, which is why it's very good to do unorthodox pushes like this when a person opens very unorthodox in a way that really hurts his tech and hurts his econ. Which is basically why, ladies and gentlemen, please do not cannon rush every game. It's not a very good strategy.
Assuming the player doesn't lose to it straight up, which is what you're hoping for when you cannon rush someone.
Yeah, so at this point, he basically needs that Colossus. He has 2 little sentries, 2 little units. Like, look at that, three sentries, 1 stalker, and he's a good enough player to realize that this game is over. So, just a very smart decision to do this type of push, making sure that my timings were the same as what they would normally be, and him even cannon rushing me the second time helped because it delayed his style of play, it delayed his timings, and it did not affect me whatsoever. So,
excellent game, quite.